Biden tells Zelensky his country will never stand alone. Hi everyone, welcome to AI News. President Joe Biden has told President Volodymyr Zelensky the US will stick by Ukraine as for long as it takes in its war with Russia. You will never stand alone, Mr. Biden told Mr. Zelensky as he visited the White House on his first overseas trip since the Russian invasion began. Mr. Biden confirmed a new package of more than $2 billion in assistance for Ukraine and promised another $45 billion. Mr. Zelensky has expressed his gratitude for Washington's backing. At Wednesday's joint news conference, Mr. Biden told reporters he was not at all worried about holding the international coalition together amid concerns that some allies may be feeling the strain of the conflict's cost and distribution to global food and energy supplies. The US President said he felt very good but the solidarity. At Wednesday's joint news conference, Mr. Biden told reporters he was not at all worried about holding the international coalition together amid concerns that some allies may be feeling the strain of the conflict cost and distribution to the global food and energy supplies. The US President said he felt very good about the solidarity of support for Ukraine. Mr. Biden said Russian President Vladimir Putin had no intention stopping this cruel war. As Ukraine's most important ally, the US has already committed $50 billion of humanitarian, financial, and security assistance, far more than any other country. Mr. Zelensky, wearing his trademark combat green sweatshirt and boots, expressed hope that Congress would pass the extra $45 billion in aid to Ukraine to help us to defend our values and independence. Republicans who will take control of the House of Representatives in January have warned they will not write a blank check for Ukraine. But Mr. Zelensky, who traveled on US Air Force jet from Polish city of Brzezo, said that regardless of changes in the Congress, he believed there would be bipartisan support for his country. After White House meeting, the 44-year-old Ukrainian president gave an address to the joint session of Congress where he has welcomed with a standing ovation. Speaking in English, he told US lawmakers his country was still standing against all odds and predicted a turning point in conflict next year. While vowing Ukraine would never surrender, he said it needed more weaponry. We have artillery, yes, thank you, he told his audience. Is it enough, honestly? Not really. For the Russian army to completely pull out, more cannon and shells are needed, he added. Concluding his speech, Mr. Zelensky presented Congress with a battle flag signed by defenders of Bakhmut, a frontline city in the east of Ukraine that he visited on the eve of his first Washington trip. The package of security assistance announced by the Washington on Wednesday includes a new Patriot missile system, which is expected to help Ukraine protect its cities from missiles and drones that Russia has fired at critical facilities. The Ukrainian president said, "What's going on to happen after the Patriots are installed? After that, we will send another signal to President Biden that we would like to get more Patriots. We are in war, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry," he deadpanned in English as the audience in the East Room laughed. Mr. Biden chuckled as said, "We are working on it." Russian Foreign Ministry has said the delivery of the advanced surface-to-air missile system would be considered a provocative step. Earlier on Wednesday, Mr. Putin said he believed his country was not to blame for the war in Ukraine, adding both countries were sharing a tragedy. Since Russia invaded Ukraine on 24th February, the US military estimates that at least 1 lakh Russian and 1 lakh Ukrainian soldiers have been killed or injured, along with some 40,000 civilians dead. The UN has recorded 7.8 million people as refugees from Ukraine across Europe, including Russia. However, the figure does not include those who have been forced to flee their homes but remain in Ukraine. Thank you.